on Zero to Awesome, we're playing with wood again, and this time we're not going to line the ceiling of an SUV with it. I think. Hey Aaron, what happens when we can't agree on a paint color?
I get to choose.
No, shiplap. Ship happens.
Oh my god.
So this is what we're going to be working on today. Well, not this exactly because this is already done, but what happened is my wife and I wanted to paint the spot behind the TV and we couldn't agree on a color, so we said let's throw some wood up there and see what happens. So this is shiplap that has been stained and painted, and we'll get exactly how to do that in just a minute. Got some more shiplap over here. And you can never have too much shiplap, so we've decided that this spot right here is not interesting enough, so we're going to put some shiplap in this little cutout space behind this red thing today. So this is the wood we're going to be working with today. This is, I think it's called rustic barnwood shiplap. Came from your favorite Big Orange store. I think they sell it at the Blue store too, and it's pine boards that has this, shiplap thingamajig here. They took some sort of machine and put some lines in it so it looks rustic, and this is what we're going to be using. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this dark walnut stain, we're going to put it on the wood, and then we're not going to wipe it off like you normally would for two reasons. One, we want it to kind of soak through the paint, and then two, it's really rough wood, so it wouldn't work well anyways. And then we're going to take, this is just white interior paint, it's the same as our trim color, and after the stain has dried a little bit, we're going to paint over the stain, and it will give us kind of a distressed look when the stain kind of soaks through. And another thing we're going to do is we're going to take a couple of these boards, like maybe we'll take like 2 of them here. And we're going to flip them over, and we're going to stain and paint the opposite sides of these boards so they don't have these lines in them. They're going to have like a little bit of a different texture just to kind of break things up. So we'll start with stain, then we'll do some paint and go from there. All right, so we let our boards cook overnight. They are now dry. For the white boards here, we just used a regular roller and rolled the white paint right on, and then the stain kind of soaked through, and that came out good. The darker boards over here, we just put a little bit of paint on the roller and then lightly went across these ridges here so you'd only get paint on the lines and not down in the troughs, and those came out good too. So next up, we're going to go measure our hole. We're going to cut one board that is the width that we need, and then we're going to start cutting the rest of the boards based off of that. All right, so we got a couple rows cut here, and we could go ahead and cut the rest, but I just like to do like 3 or 4 rows at a time, put them up, see how it looks, decide where I want to make the rest of my cuts and stagger the boards. And so we just kind of did, a few random cuts and then made the last board fit whatever length we needed against our, control board there. And then we also went and ripped off the top edge of this board. And that is because this is actually upside down right now. This is going to be the top where we start. We're going to start at the top, work our way down. You could start at the bottom too, but I just like to start at the top. So let's go put a few of these up. And to put the boards up, we are going to be using a finishing nailer, which if you don't have one, that's fine. Regular hammer and nails will work too. And then in my house, we have 3/4 inch drywall. Those boards are about 3/4 inches thick. So we're gonna use 1 1/4 inch nails to be, just a little bit less so the nails can sink into the boards and not go through the drywall. pretty much it for putting the boards up there. You just put a nail on the top of each board as you come down. That way you can get the next shiplappy thing under the board before it. Then every few rows I do make sure that we're still level because the boards aren't perfect. It is kind of easy to get off, so just make minor adjustments as you go. So next we're gonna go cut some more boards, make sure we alternate our textures, our patterns, and our seams, and that's really all there is to it. So there you have it. The shiplap is done. It looks great, and I think we're all done here. What are you doing?
Just adding the finishing touches.
I thought we said if we did the shiplap, no more flowers.
Oh, I don't remember that.
I'm gonna lose my ship. Bye. So I just did the thing where I threw the brush at the camera. That was a terrible idea. I'm getting stain on my tripod. Got a stain pod. Maybe I can use a Tide Pod to get that out. Or maybe I should just eat it.